morning, class. My name is Amanda, and I will be speaking about how differently the recession is affecting the rich as opposed to the poor. Most of you, as I am sure, must know that we are in the midst of a recession. It has been dubbed the Great Recession in reference to the Great Depression. You or someone you know must have been affected by this recession. Your aunts or uncles may have lost their jobs, your parents' hours may have been cut, and you yourself probably don't spend as much as you used to. The economic climate has been disastrous since 2008. Americans are losing their jobs at a rapid rate, college grads are not able to get jobs, and some are even struggling to put food on the table. But what if I told you some Americans aren't suffering at all? They continue to spend money like it is time, they get full employment, and the government is even handing them tax breaks when they are the ones who don't need them. The poor are suffering while the rich continue to live comfortably and are virtually unaffected. I hope to inform you how differently the recession is affecting the rich and poor in terms of tax rates, unemployment rates, as well as one way Americans are protesting these issues. Before I continue, please note that I will use the terms rich, affluent, poor, working, and middle class interchangeably. By rich, I mean the 1% of Americans who, according to the Economic Policy Institute, earned about $500,000 in 2010. In contrast, by poor or working class, I mean the 99% of us who are not included in this 1%. Let's start with the varying tax rates between the rich and poor and how this negatively affects the poor. The rich, as compared to the poor, pay vastly lower taxes. The rich get tremendous tax breaks, although they make more. According to IRS data in 1992, the top 400 earning Americans that made the largest income, which are known as the Fortune 400, made a combined $17 billion and paid a tax rate of 30%. This vastly differs from 2008, when the same Fortune 400 made a combined $90 billion and paid a tax rate of merely 20%. This means that the rich make now about 5 times as much as they used to, yet they pay half the taxes they did. The middle class, however, pay very high taxes. According to a study done by the Congressional Research Service, families making less than $100,000 a year faced a tax rate of more than 28% in 2008. So keep in mind that the rich are not paying as much as the poor in terms of taxes, as they get tremendous tax breaks while the working class continues to suffer. Now that you know about the differences between the rich and the poor in terms of tax rates, let's talk about the differences between the rich and the poor in terms of unemployment. The rich are even more fortunate in terms of unemployment rates. Unlike the poor, the rich are hardly facing any job losses or unemployment. According to a study done by Northeastern University's Center for Labor Market Studies, households with an income of $150,000 or more had an unemployment rate of only 2% at the end of 2009. The poor, in contrast, have very high rates of unemployment. According to the same study, households with an income of $12,000 or less had an unemployment rate of over 30% in that same year. The unemployment rates for poor are directly affected by the point I previously mentioned, which are tax breaks for the rich. According to Seth Hanlon, who is the Director of Fiscal Reform at American Progress, 40 million jobs were created between 1980 and 2000. Obviously, since then, there have been lower tax rates for the rich and way less job creation for the working class. This means that in addition to low tax rates, the rich are virtually unaffected by unemployment rates, while the poor bear the brunt of this recession. Now that you know about the differences in unemployment rates and tax rates between the working class and the affluent, let's talk about one way Americans are protesting these issues. Those affected by these issues are fed up, as you can imagine, and they are taking action. Occupy Wall Street and other Occupy movements are occurring. According to Time magazine, college grads have a current unemployment rate of 12%, and the jobless, along with others, have taken to protesting at financial districts. These protests are occurring in Hong Kong, Sydney, London, and especially here on Wall Street in New York City. The affected are demanding change. As you can see on the slide behind me, a protester holds up a sign that says "Tax the Rich." The affected are demanding that the rich pay their fair share of taxes, and they are protesting by expressing their disappointment in society. In conclusion, as we have seen, this recession is affecting some more than others. While the rich have low taxes, low unemployment rates, they are virtually unaffected. The 1% is fine and comfortable. On the other hand, the working class are plagued with very high taxes and high unemployment rates. We see that Americans are becoming more and more fed up, and are protesting to demand change and may continue to demonstrate until they see some improvements and changes in society. This concludes my speech. Thank you for listening.